Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and please do remember, if you do not like what I say, how I say it, or why I say it, then please do feel free to click off this video and go about the rest of your day in peace. And so today we have another pick a card, and this is one that I've been wanting to do for a little while now. And the topic is going to be your spirit animal or spirit animal totem, animal helper, however you want to define it. And so what I definitely will say is that, mattering whatever group you decide to pick, if you're surprised by the animal that comes up and it wasn't something you necessarily expected, definitely don't immediately dismiss the message, because in my opinion, it's definitely, the spirit guides that we usually have a main set that are always present, but every now and again, new ones sort of present themselves because mattering on what is happening in our lives at that time, they have a message that pertains to that situation, and they're here to help us for maybe a short time or whatever it may be. So definitely, keep that in mind if it wasn't like the animal that you were hoping it to be or something. So that's, again, why it's so important to just trust your intuition. Don't second guess it. Whatever one calls out to you, just trust that and go with it, So today I am going to be using a couple different decks, and I did try to make this as simple and as sort of sweet as I possibly could. I tried to keep it to one card from each deck that I was using, and really the two main decks that I'm looking at for that sort of answer of what, who is your animal spirit guide, is obviously using the Spirit Animal Oracle from Baron Reed, as well as for the tarot. I've been wanting to use this tarot at least in one video here on my channel because it's very special to me, and that is the Shapeshifter Tarot, because that is actually the first tarot that I ever had, and it has connections to the normal Rider-Waite, but it is pretty untraditional in that way, and so I thought it'd be fun to use that as well, obviously because it's Shapeshifter, it's dealing a lot with that animal energy. So yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and talk about the different piles we have here. So pile 1 is here with the Opalite stone. We have pile 2 with this Aquamarine. We have pile 3 with the yellow Obsidian. We have pile 4 with the Kiwi Jasper, pile 5 with the pink Calcite, pile 6 with this Tourmaline Quartz, pile 7 with the Lepidolite stone, and finally pile 8 with this Ocean Jasper. So definitely go ahead, take as much time as you need to pick the pile or possibly piles that best resonate for you. And then we will go ahead and get into the messages. All right, for those of you who picked the Opalite stone with group 1, let's go ahead and get into what are your messages and possible animal spirit guides. So for the tarot, we have card 14, Balance. I'll get more specifically into what this card is saying. Obviously the first thing that jumps out to me really in this card are the dolphins. So that could be, for some of you who picked this, that is your animal spirit guide. We also have Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. So that is pretty self-explanatory. The eagle might be a significant guardian angel for you, or not guardian angel, but animal spirit guide, essentially. And I would definitely say that there is confirmation on that for some of you, because we also have the High Priest in 10 and Crate with, of course, the Peregrine Falcon here. So definitely a lot of you could have an animal spirit guide that is a bird, particularly a bird of prey. And then we also have memories, cherished memories of loved ones. And we also have card 17, Infinite Blessing. So card 23, card 14, and card 17. And so, let's see, I can arrange these to keep the glare at a minimum as much as I can. So something else that really stood out to me was especially this memories card with the cherished memories of loved ones. And so this is having a lot to do with those who have passed on, and remembering them and knowing that they're still with us always. And so what really stood out to me is that for some of you who picked this pile, your animal spirit guide could definitely be a passed on pet that is still, guarding over you. Looking specifically like closer at this card and some of the animals that are appearing it, I know exactly what type of bird this is, but I can't think of it. I actually want to say it's a type of titmouse. We have this pony, we have dogs. It looks like a golden retriever. We have a squirrel, definitely lots of horses along those lines. So those also might be significant animal spirit guides for you. And we of course have, double of this winged angel energy. So again, that's tying into this sort of bird energy. But let's go ahead and dive a little bit more into the message here. So with this card, balance. This is really a call that your animal spirit guides are here to help you to maintain balance, to maintain harmony. So this card in the traditional tarot would be temperance. So it's all about self-control. It's all about harmony, that harmony. I'm also seeing, this starfish that might be significant for some of you. So it's all about, self-control will help you to work with others to accomplish a task or goal. You can achieve an emotional balance at this time, something that may have been eluding you in the past. Keep your imagined desires in a balanced, positive mode, and you can successfully move ahead. So yeah, I definitely feel like this is a call, with this infinite blessings, with the high priest, intend and create, and the eagle spirit has your back, that right now you guys, don't be so worried about certain things, because, you can definitely manifest exactly what you want, and not only on your own, but spirit is also here. It has your back. It's here to support you even through the harshest of times. You just have to remember to keep your self-control about you, your balance, and really, stay in that positive mindset so you can create and manifest those things that you want. This is also definitely more on the side of the masculine energy. And then, you can bring in those infinite blessings. Spirit is here to help you, give you those infinite blessings. You just have to stay sort of centered, stay patient, and those blessings will come to you. So let me just see if there's any other messages here for you guys. Yeah, so with that high priest, it's recognize that you have the power to change your life. Face your fear and align with the light. Yeah, everything you are giving attention and energy to at this time is creating your way forward. So, recognize there may have been some setbacks, but accept those experiences because they've led to a deeper understanding of yourself and your spirit. So yes, that is what your animal spirit is here to help you with. It's to keep you definitely on track and to keep moving forward through the challenges, and to do so with a lot of wisdom, because, the dolphin is a very wise, very, very smart creature, but they're also very playful. It's like they have that wisdom, they've experienced things, but they can still enjoy life. They're not, again, I'm getting the sense of not being worried about things, because everything is going to happen when it's supposed to. You just have to keep chugging along and keep your energy up and keep pushing out what you want to manifest. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. So yeah, just to clarify, I definitely feel like for some of you, your animal spirit guide could definitely be related to a past pet, a passed away pet that is still here watching out for you. It could also be the dolphin for some of you, and a very strong, suggestion here of a winged spirit guide, especially within the eagle and falcon, what's the word? Selection, I don't know, of the eagle or falcon type. Okay, so I hope that this resonated for some of you, if not all of you, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, guys. All right, for those of you who picked group 2 with the Aquamarine stone, let's go ahead and look at what your cards are. So first off, we have for the tarot, we have 11, Seeker of Air. I'm pretty sure that is essentially like the page of, yeah, it's essentially like the page in that suit. And so we also have the Nightingale spirit. Love is all around. So already I could definitely sense that, for some of you who picked this pile, your animal spirit guide could definitely be of the bird type, whether that is the snowy owl that we see pictured here, or again, the nightingale, this beautiful songbird. Yes, so essentially, like, this tarot card would be the Page of Wands. And so, direction, flow, liberated spirit. So this is all about uplifting, another animal that could be related to this card in particular is the seagull. So again, a lot of bird energy that we're getting here. We also have snake, so shed old skin. So the snake might be the animal spirit guide around you at this time. We also have, look at that, we have peacock, raise your standards. And finally, we have card 37, ideal course of action. And so we have multiple animals that are appearing in this card. So we have the polar bear, the lion, the flamingo, as well as the iguana. So for those who picked this, that could be confirmation that one of those is your animal spirit guide. But I'm definitely, the overall theme here is that of birds. So a bird could definitely be the main animal spirit guide for a lot of you who picked this. And so the sense that I'm getting over this whole entire spread, and I will clarify because it's probably a little bit confusing, in this particular tarot deck, because I said in the traditional tarot this would be the Page of Wands. So clearly, it's saying Seeker of Air. In this deck, they switch the elements with the sword and the wand. So swords are fire in this deck, and wands are air. Just to clarify that, again, as I said at the beginning of this video, very untraditional deck in a lot of ways, but. With this card, it's talking about, a messenger. Pay close attention to a young person with a message for you. A card of pioneering adventures. You may find yourself doing new things without fear or hesitation. Move past internal and external blocks in your life and wash yourself clean so that you can start anew. A time of renewal and beginnings. It is essential to listen to your inner voice and move in the direction it leads you. The Seeker of Air touches the free and liberated spirit within. You may find yourself feeling totally exposed as you have nothing left to fear. If you do not allow yourself to fly free, you may find yourself tethered to a lifestyle, career, or relationship that you do not care for. So yes, and that's what a lot of these other cards are kind of talking about. It's totally lining up. With the snake, shed old skin. This is about coming into a time of renewal for you. And that's what your animal spirit guide or guides are here, pushing you and are gonna, I feel like you're gonna see, definitely be paying attention for any of these kind of creatures and a chance meeting with somebody, because it was mentioning that young person. So pay attention to that, and that could come in any way. And so yeah, shedding and releasing what is old. Again, peacock, raise your standards. So definitely practicing a lot of self-worth and making sure that everything that you're doing and the people that you're connecting with are for your highest good. And don't feel bad about, saying that, this certain situation or this certain thing, this is not matching up with what I want. Because I feel like you're a group, you don't want to hurt anybody, but if something is just not right for you, you just need to be able to stand up and let your voice be heard, and just it doesn't have to be a mean way. It could be a very kind way of just letting it, like, what, that is not for me, going after that ideal course of action. So really listen. Again, I'm getting a lot of that auditory. If you hear the birds singing or something and a certain thought comes into your mind, definitely listen to that, because it's all about pointing you to your ideal course of action. You're meant to really blossom and sort of take flight in that way. Love is all around. So trust that, I feel like you guys are kind of a group that you've settled for things that, again, are not really what you want or what you need. And so know that, again, you can raise your standards. You can match that. And you can ask of that from spirit and from those around you. And you can do it from a very loving place, because there's love all around. And so the right kind of love can definitely be there for you. You just have to understand and shed that old skin so that you can really come into who you are and really be that authentic self, really shining, really being, beautiful in that sense. Because, you know, the peacock, it's like, peacock doesn't hold back at all. It's a peacock, you know. It's this dazzling array of colors and feathers, and so it doesn't pretend to be anything that it isn't. So yes, I definitely feel like for you guys, it's a very strong possibility that you have a bird spirit animal. And, you know, if the specific ones I've mentioned here don't necessarily resonate, but some other type of bird might, definitely, you know that's just a confirmation. And of course, you know, if that's not the case, it could be one of these other ones, you know, something in the reptile family, because I'm definitely seeing that twice. So that could be another confirmation for you guys. But yeah, that is what I feel like the message is from your animal spirit guides. You know, you really need to shut off the old things that no longer serve and really go after what you truly want and matches with your standards, and just letting your voice be heard. So I hope that this resonated for you guys. If it did, please do leave a like on this video, comment letting me know what you thought about it, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, for those of you who picked group 3 with the yellow obsidian, let's go ahead and look at your cards. So first up, we have card 4, merging. And so what definitely stands out to me here is that, you know, she's transforming into a falcon. We also see dragonfly, so those might be 2 significant animal spirit guides for you. And so we also have card 10, the buffalo spirit. The abundant universe will provide. We also have an interesting card here. We have mountains, stand your ground. So I feel like that's obviously more of a message from a very strong message from your spirit guide, your animal spirit guide, of course. And so we also have face your fears, release the power of fear. And so what obviously stands out to me here is the horse. So that might be a animal spirit guide for some of you. And finally, we have Be Gentle with Yourself, card 33. And so we have a couple things. We have these antelope. We have, I think this is called a macaque. Obviously, it's a type of monkey. And then we have this lovely, colorful bird here. So any of one of those, that could be confirmation of one of these being your animal spirit guides, or, you know, these are particular guides that are around you at the time. I'm definitely picking up on, you know, possibly birds, as well as sort of these hooved animals, like these specific hooved animals. So let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into this message with this card for merging. So in the traditional tarot, this would be the 4 of Swords, and as I explained with the last group, you know, this is an untraditional kind of deck in that they switch the elements with the certain suits, the swords and the wands. So in this deck, the swords are the fire element and the wands are the air element. So definitely, you know, just an odd thing, thought I'd mention it. But yes, with this card for merging, you know, this is about connection, empowerment, convergence, and dreaming. So definitely, you know, specifically the hawk that she is transforming into is the red-tailed hawk. So that might be your specific animal guide. And this is talking about, you know, gaining multidimensional awareness, moving beyond time and space, of entering the continuum, and of connecting with the goddess and the god, merging with oneness and seeing yourself as one with all things. You begin to live life from this perspective. Drawing the merging card indicates a time of renewal and regeneration, empowering yourself as you conceive, create, and experience in a conscious way. In order for you to evolve, you need to open your mind and be flexible. You may want to be alone and meditate on the issue at hand. Merging may point to a hermit's repose or training in an occult or esoteric tradition, as well as dreaming practices and sex magic. So that is definitely the strong message coming out here. And, you know, that's kind of it's definitely connecting with this abundant universe will provide. You know, you're coming into the state where through facing your fears and releasing, again, you need to release your fears, and you have to do so by, you know, being very gentle. This is all about, I think, forgiving, you know, the past, your certain experiences, and staying strong in certain stances. You know, stand your ground. The mountain is unmovable. This is all about this connection to, you know, staying grounded in the earth and connecting to the higher, you know, sky above, and really connecting those two things. Again, it's balance. It's this sort of meditative state, I feel like, and understanding that the universe and spirit is here to provide. They're not trying to withhold anything. If you feel like you've gone through really harsh things in the past that has, created this feeling of fear, it's time to, of course, release those things and understand, like, spirit wasn't doing those things or presenting those issues to try to punish you for something. It was to teach you a certain lesson and to help, grow you to become stronger, to become this mountain. And so you have to just kind of accept those experiences you've had in the past by being gentle with yourself and kind of, again, retreating for maybe a little bit if you need that, removing the blindfolds here, realizing how beautiful the world is around you and really understanding, everything is connected and the, universe is always providing something. You're never lacking in anything because spirit will, and if you feel like you are, just ask spirit to help you in that way. Ask the universe to, because it will provide, this buffalo spirit. Yeah, buffalo spirit comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude and the extraordinary potential available to you when you adapt a mindset of abundance. Yes, so that's what this is. It's about adapting this abundant and, positive manifesting mindset instead of a fear-based one. So this is all about, again, clearing out your mind. Do so gently with yourself. I get that sense of sort of forgiving yourself and through acceptance of things and then releasing them. And even if, and by doing this, you don't have to be sort of, hold firm to what you believe in or are focusing on, because it's absolutely right. Know that heaven and earth are supporting you. This is a powerful energy because it's firmly rooted in, again, the Great Mother and reaches high to the Great Father. If you are feeling challenged or pressured at this time, know that your spirit is more powerful than you think. Again, you are resilient. You are grounded in the energy of the air of the mountains is giving you unshakable strength to be who you are. Take time to root yourself deep in the energy of the earth before welcoming the energies of the heaven. If you're not sure what you need to do next, the mountain card invites you to stay exactly where you are, talk things over with those around you, and know that the change will come to you. You will be whole and well at the end of the current situation, and it will not stand in the way of your future growth and expansion. So again, I feel like, this is, you need to stay firm in who you truly are, and that is even against your own self. Again, this sense of fear, and don't let other people's fears sort of be projected onto you and believing like, a certain person has a certain belief that is stemming from a certain fear, and so they sort of project that onto you, and you need to understand like that isn't necessarily your fear. That could be their fear. And so you don't need to follow that. You need to stay grounded in who you are. And again, do this by being gentle with yourself. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Again, to clarify the animal spirits I'm seeing, we have the red-tailed hawk, we have the dragonfly, we have, again, this beautiful songbird, we have the antelope, we have this like monkey, we have the horse, and we have the buffalo spirit. So again, a strong emphasis here on hooved animals as well as, flying creatures. So I hope that this resonated for you guys and that you found it insightful. And again, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment letting me know what you thought, and I will see you in the next one. All right, for those of you who picked group 4 with the Kiwi Jasper, let's go ahead and take a look at your cards. So for the tarot, we have 7 Deception, and so what is coming out to me animal-wise is obviously, I believe this is a fox and the raccoon. So as I explained with the other groups, when these specific suits of cards come up from this tarot, is that, this is an untraditional deck, especially in the sense that the sword and wand suit elements have been switched. So in this deck, swords are the fire element and wands are the air element. So that might be important for you to know. For your other cards, we also have the card 65 with the whale spirit, trust in the great mystery. We also have Wise One, grow with your current situation. So clearly we have what I'm assuming is a great horned owl, as well as the crow or raven. We then have Battle of the Blues, take steps toward positive change. And so overall, the imagery we have in here is there's a couple of fish, as well as a knight on a horse in the background. So those might be significant for you to know. And finally, we have Renewal of Peace card 13 with a bunch of little forest creatures. So we have, this cute little songbird, kind of looks like maybe a house finch of some sort. We have the red squirrel, we have a toad, we have the snail, little forest mice, and a hedgehog. So let's go ahead and dive more deeply into your message, starting with this tarot card. And so one of the first things that came to mind when I saw this was that your animal spirit guide is definitely here to help you with this case of deception. It's, they're here to help you in seeing through certain deceptions, whether those are ones you impose on yourself or ones that are being imposed on you from other people. Being very aware. In the traditional tarot, this would be the Seven of Swords. And so, this is talking about spying, lost through deception, wrong choices. So be aware of using trickery or deceit, for your actions will be exposed, bringing disfavor and penalties down upon you. Poor past choices may come back to haunt you. Face your responsibilities and don't deny them. This may indicate one with whom you are involved or who is deceiving you for gain. Open your eyes and face the reality now, or pay a heavy cost in the future. So yeah, specifically we are talking about, yes, a silver gray fox. And again, I'm kind of reading this shapeshifter as sort of a raccoon looking thing. So again, this is all having to do with integrity, I feel like. So whether you are the one who sort of falls into these, kind of making poor choices, and I feel like, again, that has to do with trusting other people. So I feel like, again, you guys are very on guard about certain things like that. And this message is all here to remind you that your animals' guides are here to help you with understanding what deceits may be happening around you and trying to help you avoid sort of poor results of things. Don't be haunted by things in the past. Own up to certain responsibilities. And, with this whale spirit, trust in the great mystery. So there are certain things that you may not know. You don't have all the answers to. But again, you have to trust that this bright comet in the back is lighting up this, fairly dark night sky. So it's that instant where you kind of have the eureka moment. The truth comes out eventually. So you just have to trust that, that you have to accept without intellectually trying to understand. I feel like you guys are a group who can get very caught up in their head. And again, you just need to trust. We have a lot of that coming up. Wise One. Whales are like these very ancient, very wise energies, and we have that coming up twice. Grow within your current situation. So no matter what is going on, we also have the crescent moon appearing twice. Know that the things you're experiencing here are definitely to try to help you in growing and becoming wiser. I feel like you are a group who picked, this pile because you're still at I feel like a young stage in your journey. Even if you are like, who knows how old, you still have kind of this, still more yet to learn. And so your specific animal spirit guides are kind of all about using and learning wisdom. Specifically with this card, it says, knuckle down, be reliable and committed, be open to wisdom and insights from your elders. The wisdom of the wise one is based on something that the younger generation is often lacking, commitment and reliability. And that's what this was talking about, owning up to your responsibilities. And so when this card appears, because again, if you guys have a strong connection to sort of this fox energy, you can be very, playful and very sly, very smart and cunning. And there's a fine line there where you can almost use words, again, as a certain sort of deceit, to fool other people, maybe into believing that you are something that you're not, or wanting to sort of, again, a sense of like kind of manipulation in that sense. And again, I'm not trying to call anybody out here, so don't come for me in the comments. I'm just telling you what's coming up here. This is your challenge, guys. Your challenge. And you guys could be maybe a life path, obviously like a 7, or I was definitely thinking of a 9 for some reason. So then definitely keep that in mind, because the 9 life path is all about wisdom and integrity. So, and that's what I'm seeing a lot of happening right here. So, be committed to your tasks and projects. It can be very easy to get bored or overwhelmed, but persevere. You are being reminded of how it feels to be let down and experience unreliability, and that is not who you were born to be. So keep working on what you're working on, because it's going to be extremely beneficial for you in the long run. So yeah, again, it's holding on to a certain, structure of knowledge, and again, messages coming through. And I feel like another thought that came with me, with this kind of dynamic happening here, is that you guys, you want to be very focused and dedicated on your things, but you kind of let other people distract you. I feel like this is almost like a distraction coming for you. And so again, that kind of goes back to that concept with this card, kind of poor choices when it comes to other people in your life, I feel like. And so we also have this card with Battle of the Blues, take steps toward positive change. So I feel like, so yeah, this card, it's obviously needing to, again, change maybe your environment, the people that you're around, or what it is that you're doing. If you're, you kind of want to have this super fast lifestyle where everything's like going, things are just constantly changing, maybe it's time to kind of slow down and be more in that stillness and being more focused and sticking to one thing. Because, this is coming off, Battle of the Blues. So a lot of you could be feeling very, kind of depressed or sad about things. And again, that's stemming from, I think, your environment and sort of the people that might be around you. Again, there's 2 sides of it that I'm seeing for this group when it comes to people. It's either you're the one doing this and this is like your energy and your personality, or it's the personality of other people around you close to you. And so your animal spirit guides are here to like kind of put you, kind of like call you out on this, and like, hey, you need to listen to our messages. You need to listen to the wisdom that you have inside, and that's trying to be shown to you. So again, there could be somebody around you who is trying to help you and part on wisdom, and maybe you're a little bit stubborn and that you don't want to listen, or you just want to like, my way is the right way. And so it's kind of leading to a lot of, when you're not kind of being the life of the party and being like the jokester, when you're in your own personal space, it can kind of go back to being kind of, wow, life is dull, or I'm just, sad or something. When you have sad feelings of gloom and inadequacy, you need to recognize that this is a temporary situation. Feelings of sadness and negative thoughts can immobilize you, and only you can change this. Perhaps it is a wake-up call to get into action and make changes. Take small steps and keep moving every day to bring positive change and self-empowerment. Exercise, study, socialize with like-minded people. Listen to music and talk about your feelings with trusted friends and family. Know that the magic of the universe and the angels are there to support and guide you. Gather your courage and rise up to meet your challenges. The mantra is, I take small steps every day to make positive changes in my life for happiness and fulfillment. What's really standing out to me is that Knight in the distance, kind of make me think of the Knight of Cups for some reason. And so I feel like if you guys can you can make this positive change for yourself, there's going to be some really great opportunities for you. Again, this is all about really connecting more to your emotions. That could be kind of part of this deception. You're not recognizing that you have these feelings and kind of putting on a fake mask and projecting that out to the world, and that's part of this deception. And so it's time to get wiser about the situation and understand like, hey, I need to recognize this and I need to work through it. Because we also have, again, this renewal of peace. So it's important to maintain peace with all aspects of your life, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Inner imbalances can often manifest in your daily life if you don't make time to take care of yourself. It doesn't matter whether or not your imbalance is a negative one. Being optimistic to the point of believing yourself to be invincible can also lead to challenges. Again, that's part of that deception. It can go both ways. I'm feeling that with this group. However it resonates with you. Take time for yourself. Allow your inner power to heal and return to being peace-filled. This will assist you and make you stronger. And so what's really standing out to me here is, this sense of vulnerability. I feel like you're a group, you don't like to show vulnerability. And that's part of being wise. You have to understand that you can't have this tough outer exterior shell up all the time, because again, that's going to push more people and opportunities away from you. Sometimes you have to sort of come to this point where you need to come back into peace with yourself, and that includes recognizing and embracing and kind of revealing that vulnerable side to you. Because again, all these creatures in this particular, this card that's really standing out in these animals, they're all pretty vulnerable. They're not predators. And again, you guys, I feel like, want to take on that sort of predatory sense, or maybe there's other people around you. And you have to realize like, hey, sometimes you have to embrace that vulnerability. Because again, all these animals have certain defenses up to try to protect themselves, but they're not really about, again, the predator sense or the hunt. It's really more about, again, the toad is really standing out to me because, again, amphibians are so sensitive to their environment. That's why, a lot of amphibians are used as markers for how healthy the environment is. So if, a certain population of frog or salamander is dying out, that's a signal that the environment is essentially dying, because they're like one of the first markers for that. And so I feel like you guys are kind of like taking that on. You need to realize like, hey, I'm kind of harming myself a lot with my environment. That's what I feel like your animal guides are wanting to say. I know this is not this is probably not the reading you were hoping when you clicked on this, but it's like it needs to be said. I feel like that's like why these certain guides are coming out to you. It's like, hey, we want to help you. Pay attention to us, because something is so imbalanced here, and you really need to get it back together. Again, you don't need to have all the answers, and you don't need to make some big, huge leap in order to do it. Again, kind of trust that, if you start making those small steps towards the positive change, the universe will be there, the spirits will be there to sort of help you along in this process. So, yeah, that's the reading I'm seeing for you guys. If this resonated, please do leave a like on this video, comment down below, letting me know what you thought about it. Did this make any sense? Do you connect to any of the animal spirits that are present here or not? Yeah, understand, guys, like if you pick this pile and, this overall message, just, it's all about recognizing the situation, recognizing what you're feeling, what you're doing, the people, or how other people in your environment is affecting you. Because you guys could definitely be like empaths or something. So again, really take stock of your wisdom, your integrity, your feelings. Recognize your vulnerability. It's not all about your strengths. It's also about your weaknesses. So kind of, again, you got to have that renewal of peace, that balance back. And so you got to recognize both aspects of the coin. You can't just be on one side all the time, because again, that's going to lead to imbalances, whether that's in outside relationships or within yourself. So yeah. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Alright guys, for those of you who picked Group 5 with this pink calcite, which is actually a new acquired stone that I got recently. So, again, I'm a calcite queen, guys. You have no idea. So, let's go ahead and dive into your cards. So, first off, for the tarot, we have the 2 blindness. A lot of you guys have been getting a lot of the sword suit in this deck, and as I going to say it for pretty much everybody. You know, again, this is a pretty untraditional deck, especially in the sense that the sword and the wand suit elements have been switched. So in this deck, the fire element is represented by the swords and the wand element is air. So if that's important to explain that, if you guys are, you know, familiar with the tarot and that's kind of confusing, that's just what, you know, these authors decided to do, what resonated with them, and so forth. But what's really standing out to me here is, you know, I believe the animals that we have featured here are the rattlesnake and the mole. So we also have card 62, the turtle. So slow and steady wins the race. We also have, oh, look at this. We have Oracle, wait for important information. And what's standing out to me, obviously, is that snake around her arm, that snake band. So that could definitely be confirmation that for a lot of you who picked this, the snake is your animal spirit guide. And in that sense, I want to say, like, if you happen to pick this group and you're somebody who has a fear of snakes, I don't dismiss that as like your animal guide could not possibly be a snake because you're so fearful of it. That actually might be why, because, you know, it's the reason you might have a fear of it is because there's a certain lesson that you have to learn from the snake and sort of come to face in that sense. So we also have, you are a group who got an extra card here. So we have both 39, Clear Endeavor, and card 23, You Are Worth It. And there isn't too much really in this card animal-wise, except like I feel like there might be like a bird or like a rabbit over here inside the flower, but it's very hard to see that. There's definitely more here with the Clear Endeavor, a lot of white animals, so that might be of significance. You know, we have like the snowy owl, we have these sort of like, I'm not sure what these are. I'm trying to think, like kind of like snowy white ducks. We have the polar bear. We have a snow leopard. We have, you know, a white elk. We have some wolves. We have some foxes. Some, you know, a white rabbit, as well as a, like a white ferret. So there's a lot there, but you know, there's an emphasis on the white, so that might be significant for you. And we also have self-reliance. Again, sort of that repeating white coming out here. So don't be afraid to fly solo. And animal-wise, we have the dove, we have the butterflies, we have the unicorn, we have a kitty, and we have like a little puppy over in here. So those might be significant. You know, any one of those could be confirmation for you. You know, we also have, this is very clearly a Virgo sort of energy. We have the Virgo symbol there. So some of you who picked this pile might be a Virgo. But let's go ahead and start with the messages from blindness. So I definitely feel like this is, you know, I believe in the traditional tarot, this is probably the Two of Swords. So again, it's kind of time to face facts and like time to finally make a decision on something. You know, polarity, fear, and transformation. You know, once you make that, you own up to your fears, the transformation will come through facing that. So yeah, actually this is an adder snake. So to get specific with you, we also have, again, the shape-shifting mole. And so, you know, this is really talking about a choice must be, my voice, a choice must be made between two conflicting elements or issues that will become clear and most likely within 2 days, weeks, or months. So blindness is a card of anxiety, indecision, impotence, and stalemate. Just before a spiritual awakening, the time between blindness and sight. You need to conquer personal blindness and the fear that limits your experience, transmuting and expanding your awareness. With increased sensitivity, learn to balance the natural forces of life, i.e. birth, life, death, and rebirth. You might build one skill as a way to compensate for another in both your relationships and career. Don't be blind to your options or close your eyes to a creative part of yourself. The ultimate cost of denying your inner promptings, deeper feelings, and outer vision is living in a self-limited and restricted world. Like a snake shedding its old habits, you may now find yourself embracing a new path in life. So, again, definitely a sense of, you know, the snake being an important aspect here. So, you know, slow and steady wins the race with the turtle spirit. You know, clearly that's talking about, you know, through this process, through this transformation, and, you know, needing to make a choice. You know, you don't need to always be in the fast lane. Like sometimes slowing down and getting quiet with yourself kind of can help you to realize like, hey, I've been doing this one pattern, this one sort of, I've been leaving a certain thing or not recognizing a certain thing for so long by kind of staying busy with something else. And again, that compensation for a different skill. And you come to a time where you have to kind of slow down and face that. So yeah, so, this turtle spirit's here to remind you, when you do what you need to do, putting one foot in front of the other and trusting that you will see your intentions manifest in perfect timing, your prosperity and love will grow exponentially. So again, this is not like, I feel like there could be a sense of maybe impatience for certain things to happen. Maybe, again, going back to this, wanting the situation to clear itself up instead of you having to make that decision, that concrete choice. And, really, if you want to get the movement happening for things to manifest and for your prosperity to come, you have to give a direction for spirit to help push you and to bring those things to you. If you're confused, they're going to be confused too. Your animal spirit guides and any other guides around you can't help you in the way that they need to. They'll definitely be sending you messages to like point you in a certain direction. But ultimately it's like you have to make the choice. And once you do, then it's like full steam ahead and they can help to get the ball rolling with you. That's what I'm getting from there, Turtle Spirit reminds you that sometimes the best action is to slow right down. So if it feels as if you're not doing enough, know that simply being aware of what is happening right now may be an important step toward determining whether you need to pivot or simply keep putting one foot in front of the other. True love and true success comes with patience. See, I felt like you guys were kind of impatient. There's the patience. Again, trying to do so much, it kind of you're drowning under the sand instead of, and maybe seeing certain things as like an attack or more dangerous than what they really are. Maybe what you're kind of perceiving as being this way is actually a message to you. Again, wait for important information. This is all about, taking this pause and listening to your intuition, to the guides of your spirit, because it's like they're telling you to kind of take a moment, get quiet so that you can hear them. Because obviously, like, there's a lot of that confusion around you of what it is you're moving towards, and it's time for you to clear up, get focused and find that clear endeavor with this card 39. Yeah, something you truly you desire requires a bigger commitment from you, making finally that final choice, like really saying like this is the path I'm on, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want to achieve, and this is what I'm going to manifest for certain. I'm going to do away with this other option because it's just confusing me, and you know what? This is what it is. So identify what your needs are at this time. It could be physical, it could be emotional or mental. Actually commit to this goal and be willing to put in the time to make it become reality. Commitment plus hard work will assist in bringing your goals to completion. Once you decide, give your best to everything that you do. It gives plenty of new opportunities for you to reach your goals in no time. Pay attention to signs along the way as nature works to assist you. And what do we have here? Self-reliance. And you are worth it. You are worth all the things, you can do this. Like, there's nothing that you can't do. It's just a matter of finally, saying like, this is what's worth my time completely. And this is what I really want to go after. Don't be afraid to fly solo. Don't think that you need anybody else's approval or anybody else's help to do something. It's like you can, it's not wrong to have help or to want help, but how can anybody help you if you yourself don't even know what it is you're doing? If you're trying to juggle all these different things and make a decision, it's like people can't help you because they don't know where to put their energy to help you achieve what it is you're doing. So again, it's not bad for you to start by flying solo, and eventually when the right times comes, you'll have all this assistance you need. Again, it will be the assistance that is, for your best benefit. Yeah, again, the only way you can accept, respect, and cherish others is by accepting, respecting, and cherishing you. Accept praise and credit when it is given to you. When you learn to to be accepting, you allow your true potential to blossom. You claim your worth and reflect the light to others. When you see yourself in this light, other people cannot help but respond to your personal sense of value. As you strive toward more self-love, each day you will find yourself infused with new energy. It is okay to walk away from relationships that minimize or hurt you. Enjoy and love who you are. Again, that's part of that self-reliance, self-love. So maybe for some of you, it could be a situation where you've been in a very kind of overwhelming and demanding relationship that is kind of making you feel like you're drowning in a sense, and like you can't escape it, but you can. You always have that choice. Again, just listen to your inner guidance. You know, there's important information on the horizon for you, so be aware and listen to it, you know. Again, if this is a relationship that you feel like is not allowing you, and it's not somebody who is valuing you for all that you are, then it's not the right relationship for you. And so you need to clear it out, get refocused, you know. Slow and steady wins the race, you know. You don't need to rush into any relationships if it's not the right one for you. You know, sometimes being solo for a while and practicing that self-love and that self-resilience is going to help you to grow and really eventually attract the right people energetically for you in that sense. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Again, I feel like, you know, obviously your animal spirit guide could definitely be the snake. It could be the turtle, you know, maybe it's specifically something of a white coloring. If that resonates with you, that's definitely what I'm seeing. It's something probably more so in the reptilian family. So yeah, I hope that this resonated for you guys. If it did, please do leave a like on this video, and I will see you in the next one. For those of you who picked group 6 with the tourmalated quartz here, let's go ahead and dive into your cards. And so you're another one who got a couple extra cards, and this time it was in the tarot. So we have card 11, Seeker of Fire, and card 14, Goddess of Fire. And so as I said with everybody so far who's had cards from these suits, you know, this is a kind of untraditional deck in the sense that, you know, the fire and the wand suits elements have been switched. And so in this deck, swords represent the fire element and wands represent the air element. And so definitely what is standing out to me with these two is obviously the coloring. It's so much yellow and orange, so it's like you guys are all about working on your personal power and your creativity, those passionate, you know, your sexuality a lot. And so, you know, that is definitely something that your animal spirit guides are going to help you. And I believe the animals that we have here is well, clearly it looks like a centaur from here, but you know, the horse, as well as the mountain lion or the puma, whatever resonates with you term-wise. And so let's go ahead and look at some of your other cards before we dive into this. So we also have the card 2, the Antelope Spirit, Life is Speeding Up. We also have the Direction Guardian, Choose Your Path. And so we have a bull, we have a lion, and we have a eagle. So again, that could be a little bit of confirmation that you guys, your spirit animal could definitely be of the feline type, or obviously something with, you know, hooves. We also have resilience, rise above tribulations, and what really stands out to me, I think this is what, a jackalope? Is it a jackalope? Kind of a weird hybrid jackalope. So I feel like maybe for some of you, your animal spirit guide could be maybe possibly on the side of like the mythical. And then finally, we also have card 6, the big picture. So looking at this, let's go ahead and dive into your tarot first and foremost. So with the Seeker of Fire, you know, this would be in the traditional tarot like the Page of Swords. So diplomacy, messages, knowledge. There's just a lot of sense of like joy and, again, this renewed passion on both these cards. So messages of importance are coming to the seeker, which would be you guys. And so knowledge necessary for growth and advancement, both in the physical and spiritual lives, will be discovered in unexpected places or come from unusual sources. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. Use diplomacy instead of force in an upcoming situation. You will win through calm words and truth. So definitely, you know, like you guys have a lot of this fiery energy, and so it's so important for you to not, in some obviously upcoming situation, you know, don't get too sort of fiery about it. You know, keep that diplomacy about you. So this would also be kind of untraditional again with this tarot. You know, this is, in the traditional deck, would be the King of Swords, but in this deck, we're talking about the Goddess of Fire. So we're turning this into the feminine aspect. So again, as I was saying, creativity for you guys, creative flame, renewal, empowerment, and insight. Oh, and I forgot. Let me just confirm that I had the right animals for these. Yeah, actually, this would be a centaur. Yep, that is what this card is picturing. So who knows? Again, I was saying you guys might have like a mythical kind of thing going on here. But for, you know, this one, it is definitely a cougar. Yep, so yeah, like a mountain lion, a puma, different names depending on where you are from in the country or the world. And so, you know, this is really talking about the Goddess of Fire represents a powerful woman who is comfortable with her sexuality and strength. She is keen, warm, curious, and quick-witted, and can teach the ability to console and consult others with wisdom while also showing you how to seek the advice and knowledge of others when necessary. Drawing this card marks the need to cultivate the impersonal observer and the all-seeing mind, focusing on clear, objective, and centered thoughts. Whether you are female or male, you need to integrate your inner feminine qualities to release the creative energies of the fire goddess within. Dare to remember who you really are, demonstrating your abilities and talents. The goddess of fire holds the sacred and eternal flame that penetrates matter and informs it. After cutting through the illusion of life, fire can be a powerful ally or weapon depending on your intention and use. So yeah, again, that kind of goes back into this, you know, definitely watch your words because they have a lot of impact. You have this, I see like a progression here, like you can really come into your power and your strength, and I definitely feel like that strong, again, that feline element coming through here, and very mystical. So, and like looking at the other cards that we have here, you know, resilience. So rise above to turbulations, and this card was talking about a situation coming up for you guys where it's like obviously there's going to be some sort of heated issue, and it's warning you to, you know, rise above it. Hold on to that wisdom and don't get sort of pulled into that muck, because it's not for you to get pulled into it, you know, because things are really speeding up. You know, it's you know, life is going to be going at a super fast pace, and so it's really important for you to choose the right direction for yourself. And again, to do that, you have to listen to your inner guidance, that wisdom, and also I feel like really going after the path that connects to that creative spark, that creative fire. You know, a call here to really see that bigger picture of things. Yeah, so with that resilience card, this card encourages you to endure and withstand stress and recover quickly from life changes, misdeeds, or a bad ordeal. This is also about facing life's adversities with courage and patience in such a way that you come through unscathed, better and stronger for the experience. Sorry, guys, it also means a recovery totally cut out right in the middle of that. So what I was saying was, you know, it also means recovery from an illness or being rejected by a loved one. This takes compassion, determination, and strength that will not be defeated. The resilience of the human spirit and the vitality of love inhabits us to rise and above our tribulations and fly again. Accept your reality in a positive light and make it good. So something that came up, you know, with that sort of rejection from a loved one, the situation I feel like could come up for you guys is sort of an argument with a loved one, a friend, you know, a family member, a partner, and it's really a situation where it's like, again, you kind of have to rise above it. Don't get pulled into that argument and see the bigger picture, because it's like, I feel like whatever the situation is, it's kind of like an argument over such a little thing that in, again, the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. It's like a silly kind of fire argument over something. And it really, like, again, it does, like, things are moving so fast that, you know, this thing is going to be over and done with. And so it's really unnecessary to even fight over it. And so, again, with that direction guardian, it's all about choosing the path that really aligns with your desires. And so, again, it's like that creative flame inside of you. Really follow that call. So, to clarify, again, for some of you, it could definitely be that maybe your animal spirit guide or your connection in that way is kind of mythical in sense, you know, because we have this like essentially centaur. Again, it's a hooved animal like this, you know, kind of like that jackalope looking thing, the antelope, and we definitely have, you know, again, repeating in this because we have the bull as well, and of course like the lion, the cougar, a feline of some sort, you know, that strong independence, that strong fire, that strong passion. You know, you guys definitely, it's a call for you to really embrace your feminine aspect, whether you're male or female, or however you identify. It's just, we all contain the polarity of both the masculine and the feminine within ourselves, and sometimes, you know, throughout life, some side might be more dominant than the other for a while. And again, it's all about bringing things back into balance. You know, the feminine and the masculine need to be in balance. And so you guys, this is definitely a sign. If you've been feeling kind of like imbalanced with things, it's like this is where that's probably stemming from, needing to connect more to that feminine aspect. So yes, that is what I'm seeing for you guys and what I'm getting off the cards. If this resonated, please do leave a like on this video, and I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, for those who picked group 7 with the Lepidolite stone, this is a newer stone to my collection. Let's go ahead and talk about your cards. So, first card that we have for the tarot is card 11, nature. And so obviously what stands out to me in this is the like snowy owl, the rabbit, the otters, and I don't remember what the masculine here is transforming into. We also have the giraffe spirit, see the bigger picture. We have a broken arrow, so embrace the energy of peace. Clearly, that is more of a message directly from your animal spirit guide than necessarily calling out what it is. We also have friendship, nurture your relationship. So what really stands out to me are these very blue birds, specifically blue jays, and of course these butterflies with that transformation, that renewal. And then also we finally have card 27, maintain your childlike spirit. Again, this is more of an overall message from your animal spirit guide. So animal wise, it's definitely more along these 3 cards. So what resonates there for you is obviously what could be your animal spirit guide. So let's go ahead and look at this card 11, nature. And so in this is obviously a major arcana, so this is very strong and important energy. It's also an 11, so that is a master number. And with this 11, you know, in the traditional tarot, this would be the Justice card. And so it's all about balance, polarity, and clarity. I mean, look at that. Totally. We have the balancing of, you know, life, death, rebirth, the spring, the winter, the masculine, the feminine. And so, you know, the goddess and the god. Actually, there definitely is an otter there, but there's actually more animals right in here that I wasn't noticing before. And so we also have the beaver, the otter, and the squirrel. So those may also be significant animals for you guys. And so what this card is really talking about is meditate on your true nature by being in and communing with nature. So this is definitely a call for you guys to spend more time outside. And so, you know, this is a time of balancing energies and alignment where action is required for tangible ideas to come to fruition. Financial matters with good outcomes are coming your way as you move past social and cultural conditioning. You naturally mix all of the right elements. A card of business acumen, authorship, and abundance. The nature card can also indicate education, new learning, and study, as well as perceiving things as they are without distortion by taking an objective perspective of a situation. So there's a lot of interesting things right there. So I definitely feel like, you know, your animal guides, you guys might be seeing, you know, a lot of these animals recently, like that hare. Again, a lot of these kind of woodland creatures. The giraffe might, you know, butterflies, blue birds. And so This could be a sign and a message that you'll soon be coming in a time, obviously, where you're very abundant. You might be writers who pick this group. You might be very creative in that sense. You might be very business savvy. You might be starting your own business, or you're going out and pursuing more education, learning more, studying more. And you're doing it from a very objective, it's requiring that see the big picture. We have the giraffe spirit here talking about that, being able to see both sides of the story by really rising up. And oh my god, look at that. This is also 11. We have 2 cards with 11 here. That is wild. So you guys could definitely be like an 11 life path if you pick this pile. Let's see what else we had. 27 or possibly a 9. So let's get more specific with this giraffe spirit. This is definitely connecting to the message of this card. So, when the giraffe spirit appears, it's a sign to observe from a higher view. In all aspects of your life, it's time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view. Open your eyes to what others need or are experiencing and see the big picture you fit into. Again, that could also be part of moving past, this card was mentioning, moving past social, constructs or traditions, things like that, social conditioning, certain social conditions that you no longer need. And especially you don't need to have those in order to fit into a certain friend group, because we have this friendship card here as well. So nurture your friendships. So this is all about, I think, knowing what people energetically are a good match for you. And it's really about you, because you are of maybe a certain again, that sense of the social conditioning is coming out to me a lot. If you believe a certain social conditioning, it's definitely time to, I think, change that. And again, see that bigger picture of what really matters. And then what matters is that energetically you match up with who are in your friend group, and that, each one of these figures, they're not the same. Your friends don't all have to be the same. You don't all have to match in, a certain look or a certain, even likes, the common chord here, this is definitely soul family related. It's this energy, this understanding, this acceptance of everybody's differences. So again, that's kind of part of moving past a certain social conditioning, because, these certain conditionings might be blocking you from embracing somebody else's, perspective. Again, with that giraffe spirit. Justice, karma, that's that energy coming here. There needs to be polarity. Everything has a certain balance. And again, it's polarity. The masculine and the feminine are not the same, but they need each other to keep a balance. They can have similarities, but ultimately they're still different. And so, it's time, you're coming to this time where you're really embracing the energy of peace, making peace with certain ties, with certain friendships, with your past even, and coming into a point where you're going to really, reconnect with your inner child. Don't lose that aspect just because, you're an adult or something like that. It's like, you don't have to lose your childlike spirit. You don't have to abandon things that made you happy maybe in the past, and that seem maybe because of social conditioning, oh, that's childish. Like, you can't enjoy that because you're a certain age or you're, a certain whatever. Okay, I think you guys are kind of getting what I'm pointing at here, Again, it doesn't matter. Like, the things that people perceive as, I don't know, I feel like, with humans, it sometimes comes to this thing where it's like, they are trying to, they focus so much on things that make people different from this very superficial surface level, and really it's like not seeing, again, the bigger picture, that we're all connected. We are all linked by this cosmic, and the word that came to mind was seed, but this cosmic energy, we're all a part. And so it's all about just celebrating the differences. Children, like, again, maintain your childlike spirit. Children are not in their purest state. They're not judgy. Like, they can just go up to anybody and just like, hey, you want to be friends? You want to hang out? You want to play? You know, they're very forgiving in that sense. Because they have this thirst for learning more and really experiencing the world. And so it's like, again, that judgment there, that worry about trying to fit into a certain mold isn't there. And that's what I feel like is like seeing the bigger picture. Like, you don't need to fit into any mold. And if you're surrounded by people who are trying to make you like feel bad for not wanting to fit into a mold or really embracing your own authenticity, your animal spirit guides are here to tell you like, hey, no, just no, that's not the polarity that you need. In fact, it isn't polarity at all. It's not balancing, it's imbalancing. And so, you know, break those ties and go towards peace. Like, it's, again, you don't have to be mean about it. It's just, oh God, this is a very interesting energy that I'm getting off this group. It's very, yeah, so with this friendship, it's the value of friendship is expressed by mutual understanding, compassion, and the ability to comfort each other for emotional support. Friends enjoy each other and trust one another. You may find at this time you are being asked to assist a friend, or you'll be making new friends. To be the best friend ever, give some thought to how to enhance your relationships. Friendship is graciously given and longingly accepted. So again, even with friendships, it's like there has to be a certain polarity. One side can't just be receiving all the time, you know, and the other is just constantly giving. There has to be a balance where you each are giving equally and receiving equally, or it's not a very healthy friendship. Like, again, and it doesn't matter who you're friends with. If you're friends with, you know, a male or a female or whatever, it's like it's about having mutual respect for each other and knowing like, hey, if you're having a hard time, I will listen to you and I will help you. And in return, when I'm having a hard time and I need somebody, you know, to be the shoulder to, you know, a shoulder to cry on, like, you will be there for me. Again, I feel like, again, see the bigger picture. If you feel like your friendship situations have been imbalanced for a while, maybe question, you know, how are you receiving? Is there that mutual understanding between you guys? Like, are you the one who's always the one engaging, the one always giving, and the other is just like receiving? Or it's a situation where it's like that friend will only really care to, you know, engage with you if they're getting something out of it, or that they need to feel better, you know, because those are totally situations that happen all the time. And so it's all about, again, rising above and seeing and just like, okay, you know what? It's no longer working for me. I need to, you know, be at peace with that. So yeah, like, be at peace with sort of, if you need to break that connection, then break it, you know? That's the sense I'm getting off here. It's like, it's time for a lot of you to question what's going on with your friendships, and that's what your animal spirit guides are here to help you with. It's gaining that polarity and making sure that, you know, the scales are balanced. And if need be, you know, if you realize like, hey, I need to make a change here, then spirit is definitely, you know, going to show you the way to finding those people who are right for you in your life. They're going to present themselves, and it will be a much better balance. Because, I mean, again, I just love this image right here. It's because they're all so different, but it's like they all meld together so beautifully because of those differences. It makes each one is beautiful, and together they make this cohesive kind of landscape, you know? So yes, that is what I'm seeing for you guys in this reading. If it resonated, please do leave a like on this video. Again, for your animal spirit guides, it could be anything from, you know, the hare to the otter to the giraffe to, again, like a blue jay or the butterfly. So yes, I hope this resonated, and I will see you in the next one. For those of you who picked Group 8 with the Ocean Jasper, with the Ocean Jasper, the final group in this reading, let's go ahead and talk about your cards. And so first and foremost, for the tarot card, we have card 11, Seeker of Earth. And this is obviously what I'm seeing is like a long horn kind of bull, cow type of animal. We also have the Badger Spirit, card 4, with be fearless and bold. And we also have the Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. We also have competition, summon courage and self-confidence with that tiger right there. And finally, we have card 8, breakthrough, with all these beautiful butterflies. And you happen to be group 8. So that is pretty synchronistic right there. So let's go ahead and start by talking about, the Seeker of Earth, which would be in the traditional tarot, the Page of Earth. So, a Page of Pentacles, excuse me. So this is really talking about initiation, inner and outer strength, and tangibility. And so, yes, it is like a bull. And, this is talking about a card of productivity and construction. The Seeker of Earth means initiation, cyclic growth, and longevity. Like the bright light of the sun, you are unstoppable, finding perfection in your work and home environment. This may be a time of the birth of new ideas, plans, and projects. No one can deter your forward progress. In fact, the identity of those who are trying to bar your way or undermine your patterns will soon be known. This is a good time to change any young and reckless types of attitudes, habits, and behaviors you may be harboring. So yeah, it's all about, this new phase for yourself and really, again, coming into your fullest potential. And it's really about this very strong, very, again, fearless, bold, courageous energy with yourself, because all these animals here are very, very much represent those elements and that sort of cunning wisdom and a lot of strength in this. So you're definitely you're going to be coming through with a breakthrough. Again, those new ideas that are going to be pouring into you, and you're going to be realizing how much growth. Again, I feel like this is all about really coming into your own. And so with this competition, it was talking about, people who might be trying to stop your flow of positivity and like you being you, they're going to be known. They're in competition. They're probably jealous or envious of what it is you're about to achieve. And so they want to try to throw like some things your way that are negative in nature, and you're just going to be able to completely combat that and block that, summon the courage and your self-confidence. You guys are a group that are so self-confident. Again, that transformation with the butterfly. And so, it's so important. Again, trust your talents in changing times. You're such a talented group, and things are, again, they're just moving forward, and you can just roll with those changes. And again, that's going back to some people might be envious of that. They might try to undermine your talents because, they don't understand how much work you've put into it. They might think that, oh, you have it so easy, but no, it's like you've put in so much work. Because again, that bull, that is a hard-working animal. And so, and they do it with a lot of determination, and they don't need to be like fast moving, because this is earth element. So earth, it's slow moving. And so you've worked very, very hard to get to the point that you are, and it's just celebrate everything. That's what all of these animal spirits are coming here to remind you, whatever one you specifically, identify with more. And again, this could be, since there's not really any super repeats here, each one of these is totally unique from the other. It's really up to you guys who are watching this. And I feel like, again, you have that self-confidence. So this is just confirmation. Like, you probably already know who your animal spirit is. And so there's probably a confirmation up here about that. Or this is just like, these are the animal spirits that are now coming into your life to help you embrace this new beginning for yourself. That's all about power, self-confidence, achievement, and really, kind of growing up in a sense. Because again, this card is talking about doing away with those youthful kind of reckless attitudes, and, taking those experiences, and you've learned from them now. You learned all the lessons you need to, and so you don't need to repeat those patterns. You can move forward now. And again, some people who might be, you're transitioning, you're phasing out that, and so maybe people from that past who are still stuck in that energy might be, again, trying to come up into your business. Like, why aren't you like, come on, like, let's go do this reckless thing. And you're like, no, like, I've grown out of that. I see that, you know, that no longer resonates with me. You know, I'm on this new path now. And so if you can't handle that, that's your problem, kind of thing, you know? Like, you don't need to worry about it. Again, just be fearless, be bold, be completely unapologetically you, and you just go after what it is you want to achieve. You go after that career that you want to do that's going to bring you all the abundance you want, and yeah, everything else will follow. Again, I feel like as long as you stay strong in that courage and your confidence, you know, these changing times, these people or whatever, they won't affect you. You'll totally fly through it with ease. Again, very strong and bold energy here. So let's just go ahead and talk about that breakthrough card. You know, feel confident that things are falling into place. Just as a seedling breaking through the surface of the earth, you too are going to experience an emergence. The efforts of your hard work will become evident, and you will begin to see the differences all of that labor and time you have invested has made. Count your blessings. You are gifted with a creative touch and the ability to generate new and wonderful things. Take a moment to feel proud of yourself for all that you have accomplished. See? Exactly. That just reiterates what I've already said. Again, you guys are super with it. You have so many talents to express and share with the world. And again, when you do that and you're living your best self, of course there's going to be people who are going to try to throw competition at you, try to bring you down to their level, because that's how they try to make themselves feel better, because they don't want to put in the work that you have. Again, so they want to perceive it like you just had it all handed to you, when really you haven't. You've worked for it. You've earned it. They haven't yet. And so, again, you don't have to worry about those people. I feel like you just keep doing you. They're going to fall away to the wayside, because, again, you are just chugging forward ahead and achieving all you can. And so you're going to be essentially like leaving them in the dust. That's what I'm getting off this. So if this reading resonated with you, please do leave a like on this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.